Hi all. Today we are doing a mindfulness activity that you do not need to move around for. This is called Know Your Senses. I will read the card and then we'll talk a little bit about how we might want to do this and how it can be helpful for people. We'll try it together. Then I will send you on your way. All right, so let's get into it. Know your senses. Sensitivity is a lovely tool. By deliberately paying attention to different senses, you can become more attuned to what is happening in and around you. This quality is essential to understanding both yourself and the people in your life. Take 5 minutes today and try prioritizing a particular sense: seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, or tasting, and see what you notice. This is one way of doing it, picking one sense and then spending time just really trying to hone it in. One way that I like to do this for myself and with my patients is to run down all of them. So I usually use a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 type of scenario, which we will go through in a minute. First, let's talk about why this can be helpful. One, it is a form of mindfulness that's fairly easy to do. So if nothing else, it is helping you to build up your mindfulness practice. It can help you tune into stillness and just kind of sit with yourself and learn a little bit more about what you're noticing, or maybe what those senses bring up for you. Memory can be very much entwined with smell, sight, and hearing, more so than some of the other senses, but touch and taste, those also can be associated with memory. So sometimes you're learning a little bit about yourself as things come up through really paying attention to the senses. Another way that this can be very helpful is as a grounding skill. This is something that I use a lot with my patients who have trauma. Because if you're in the middle of a flashback, or if you're really feeling stuck on a certain thought or a certain feeling state, sometimes we can't pull ourselves out of that. So paying attention to what's going on in our environment and grounding yourself to your environment is a subtle way of doing that. So that is where this skill can be helpful. There's probably other ways too, but those are the two that I would typically use them for. So again, you can pick just one sense and run with it, and maybe that's something you do for a little bit of homework for yourself this week. How we're going to do this is we're going to run down the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You do not have to do it in this order. This is just something that I've come up with that I find useful to help remember. I also think it's the most useful in terms of how many sense of each sense you can pick up, and you'll understand why in a minute. So 5 things that you can see. Try to do things that you can actually see behind me. So I can see a painting, I can see a lamp, I can see my glasses, I can see a pillow, and I can see a couch. All right. 4 things that you can feel. These can be things you can physically touch or sensations. So I can feel the couch underneath my bum. I can feel my hands, the weight of my hands pressing down on my leg. I can feel this nice velvet couch we have in here. And I can feel my jewelry shifting around when I move my hand. 3 things you can hear. I can hear my sound machine that's making babbling brook noises. I can hear a car outside. I can hear the hum of the computer. 2 things you can smell. I can smell, I can actually smell my deodorant. I can smell my deodorant. And I can smell what I ate for lunch right before I did this video. 1 thing you can taste. I can still taste my lunch a little bit in my mouth. So try that on your own. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're getting stuck on one, just move to the next. And hopefully now you can see how it's a little bit easier to list things that you can see in your environment versus smell and taste. Because if you haven't just eaten something, or if there's not a lot of pungent smells around, that one can certainly be a lot harder. So sometimes people will even skip that one. If you find there is a sense that you particularly like more than the other ones, just focus on that one. I tend to like the hearing one because it really does challenge me to pause and really hone in on the environment. That might not be your favorite, that's okay. But I just wanted to share with you guys this nice little skill so you can use it for grounding, to build your mindfulness practice, and also to learn a little bit more about yourself and how you're reacting to your different senses or memories associated with those senses. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I really hope that you have a mindful rest of your day.